With the release of The Last of Us Part 2 remake happening next month, and me wanting to 100% The Last of Us Part 1 remake on grounded difficulty before Part 2 releases, I wanted to play something a little relaxing before diving into what I can only imagine is going to be a very bumpy and difficult ride. Now, I have played Part 1 way back in the day on PS4, but not on grounded difficulty, nor did I get the Platinum trophy. And recently, I just played 100% and platinumed all 3 Insomniac Spider-Man games on their hardest difficulty, which is really nothing to brag about considering those games aren't all that difficult. They're just a bit tedious and collectible heavy, so I really needed a game that's quick, relaxing, and just all around easy to help ease me into the madness that's coming with The Last of Us. That leads us here today. Astro's Playroom. If you're anything like me, you bought your PS5 for one specific game, my case being Hogwarts Legacy so my girlfriend could play while I played on my PC, so when I got my PS5, I had no clue that it came with its very own platformer being Astro's Playroom. I'm sure most of you know by now that this game serves as a way to introduce you to every aspect of the new PS5 and DualShock hardware, but I was incredibly surprised to see how much fun it was too. So much fun that I'd argue it's included in the PS5 price without us even knowing it. It's the absolute perfect game to platinum and relax before The Last of Us series most likely bends me over backwards, so that's what we're gonna do right now. Let's platinum Astro's Playroom. So the game opens us right up into CPU Plaza, and then I head straight for this cooling fan area, where I immediately turn around and head straight for the jungle because I just decided I wasn't ready to be cold yet. Immediately upon entering the jungle, I started punching everything in sight, including this rabbit, these guys having a fire, these bad guys, and these people making a movie for some reason in the corner. But I wanted to be famous too, so I had to get myself in the film. Shortly after that, I showed everyone my tightrope act, and it was time for the first trophy and first puzzle piece. After that, I became a monkey and then got an artifact for another trophy. And then shortly after that, we get another trophy for clearing the jungle altogether. I then entered the PlayStation Labo, where all the artifacts and puzzle pieces are kept, as well as this claw game that lets you win every single time, which leads to a few more trophies. I head right back out to GPU Jungle because I had a whole bunch of stuff that I missed there. While I'm climbing up, I actually fall 99 feet and I catch myself in the monkey suit, leading to another trophy. And then after that, I collect all the puzzle pieces as well as all the artifacts in GPU Jungle. It's then time to move on to Memory Meadow. The game then throws literal trash at me, but it rewards me for my efforts, so we keep moving. I'm then turned into a little ball, and instinctually I see these pins lined up, so I run right into them, leading to another trophy, obviously. And then after that, I collect all the puzzle pieces as well as all the artifacts and clear Memory Meadow for 3 more trophies. I then go on a bit of a tear through the Labo grab game, and I get a trophy for a secret gacha as well as getting half the gachas out of it. I then head to Cooling Springs Bot Beach, where I immediately punch 3 bots in a row. I then head on inside to perform a magnificent dive, receiving perfect 10s and a trophy, obviously. And not too shortly after that, I made the biggest ball of snow that anyone has ever seen, before I go on to collect all the puzzle pieces, and again clearing the stage and collecting all the artifacts. I then rip my way through SSD Speedway, collecting all of the puzzle pieces, as well as clearing it and collecting all of the artifacts yet again. I then head back to CPU Plaza to investigate the basement, but before all that, I show all the other Astros who's boss around here, actually gaining a trophy for hitting 10 bots in a single spin move, and then it was time to take on the big old dinosaur boss that actually has 2 different variants, all in all being a pretty excellent little boss encounter at the end of the game, leading to the final artifacts. So upon beating the dino, you receive the last few artifacts as well as a trophy. I head on back to the PS Labo, where I go and immediately complete everything in the grabber game, getting all the artifacts, all the gacha prizes, as well as all the puzzle pieces. Now all that was really left was a bunch of miscellaneous cleanup trophies as well as the time trials, so I got going on all that. In the Labo, I opened up the OG PlayStation console, I jumped up onto the aim controllers on the ceiling, I punched a PlayStation VR headset, and then I stared into it, before I revealed the OG PlayStation logo and then punched a PS2 because we all know how durable that thing was. I remember when I was younger and I dropped me and my brother's PS2 down the stairs and it still worked perfectly fine. Hell, it might have even worked better after that tumble. It was an absolute beast. And then after that, I found the PlayStation home icon in the Labo. And I headed back out to CPU Plaza. I then re-enter CPU Plaza, where I gathered a bot army by hitting them all in the face, just before I made the big bot in the middle angry and he had punched us all up into the air. It was then time to clean up the miscellaneous trophies that I had missed throughout the rest of the playthrough, so I went ahead and I hopped back into my frog suit to juggle the beach ball 5 times, just before jumping into this fountain for a nice little relaxing session. After that, I hunted myself a nice rabbit dinner at the peak of GPU Mountain, just before hiding from the rain in Memory Meadow. I then went to show all the bots my nice dance moves, and I just so happened to get a trophy for doing so while holding a machine gun. Who knew? I kept moving along and deflected a spitter's attack while using an arrow, which was kind of annoying, and just after that, I performed the best triple axel that anyone has ever seen on the ice. And then I realized that I forgot something in the PlayStation Labo, so I sprinted back to the Labo as fast as I could because I needed to hoist up one of these trophies. And after doing that, the game gave me the Platinum trophy, which was weird because I technically still had one trophy to get to, even though it was kind of like the DLC for Astro's Playroom. So the only thing I really had left to do was to get a total speedrun time of 7 minutes or under on the speedrun trials, and on my first try, we did it. Now, all in all, Astro's Playroom was absolutely incredible. Such an easy playthrough, so nostalgic, and just fun all around. I am now fully ready for The Last of Us Part 1. Hopefully I'll see you there. Later.